Oh, yeah, baby. Let's have a look at this. You channel.
I think we are live now.
Your default.
I'm pretty sure we are live. Because I've got the...
Yes. Yes. Classic. Are we live? Yes, we are live.
We are live. And I'll tell you what. I've just got the screens come up. It's a small screen. So it's not a lot of detail. But on that screen, I look terrible. And you two look good. Lars has come on. He's looking like a Norwegian Paul Lynn. Look at him. You've got Ray with his boyish good looks. You've got me looking like a tramp. Like a tramp.
No, Neil, looks like you're making this podcast from your calculator. It's like you have foggy glasses.
Plenty more where that came from. He's only warming up. Broke my wrist, you know. He did.
Hey, before I started, before I went live here with you guys, I was watching some video with a guy named called Eddie Hall, and I saw a very small, very broken wrist there working on arm wrestling table.
Very small, very broken wrist. Yeah. Oh, I went so Lars.
Start with that. Let's start with that. Like,
yeah.
Guys, you know me, you know Lars, you know Neil. Let's hear about it. King of Table in Vegas, King of Table 13. We will have Brian Shaw versus Eddie Hall, and Neil just started working with Eddie.
Yeah, we had a fun session. I'm actually there tomorrow with Ed. To be honest, we didn't really do any training the other day. That was just I wanted to go down and check Eddie's movement, flexibility, get a feel for what I'm working with. Really, just look how his movement was, what he could do. Didn't want to say too much, just watch him, give him some tips and suggestions, but really tune into what he does naturally, there are major hurdles to overcome because Eddie has serious bicep issues. He broke his bicep, which is not great, you know.
That was his right arm.
Yeah. He's had both. He's had issues.
On two of you, you have 3 functioning biceps and 3 wrists.
Yeah, and for obvious reasons, a couple of those are tired. Lars know what I'm talking about. He's already got his sleeves up. It's the kind of guy we got on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. For anybody who doesn't know, Raw Power Lars RORBAKKEN. What the are you thinking? Norwegian heavyweight stud. Doing the rounds of King of the Table. East versus West Arm Wars. Where hasn't he been? Your mum has a RORBAKKEN poster on the fridge.
Where hasn't he been? Your mum. You should continue with the poster.
Ray's mum going to show up any minute over Ray's shoulder. Is that Lars? What time's the table booked? All I can say is this: have you anybody who's not been on Lars RORBAKKEN's Instagram? Oh my God! Have you been on Lars's pictures, Ray? It's like back in the day when you were the forest guy. You know that guy? Remember that guy?
If I stay on Lars's page too long, I start questioning myself. You know.
That's not good.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do I do with my life? What's the point? Look at this point. What's the point?
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fix 195 tonight. Let's have a look who we got in the chat. Chris Thomas is in there. Peter Alliston. Atlantis IRL Marco GT5. I haven't seen the video yet. He's put a great video with Eddie explaining things. Well, you know what, mate? I'll have to check it out. I haven't actually had a chance to see it yet. Saw it flash up, but I only saw it flash up. Can't be much more than an hour ago. And I was trying to throw some food down my neck, ready to get on here, so I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Yes, priorities, Neil, priorities.
Well, I'll see it later on. I'm catching up with Ed again tomorrow. So we're going to James Statham, dude. We're supposed to be coming with some filming. His face died. James Statham's face died.
What do you mean?
Couldn't come. Rung me up, he said, mate, I've got a tooth infection. And one thing I'll say about James Statham, right? James Statham is hard as nails. He will be knackered, ill. He will always show up. You know, he'll always work. he was in seriously bad shape. All his face all swelled up, and yeah, he couldn't come with us. So we start training properly tomorrow. So Armwar's YouTube channel members, don't despair. We will start tomorrow. We'll do some proper stuff tomorrow. But you never know. In a while, we might see either Rolly Ray or Lars RORBAKKEN against Eddie Hall. How'd that be? Can you imagine? Tell you what. All coming down the pipe, guys. Let's have a look. David Moran, big love from Scotland. Durs, that's a good name. Why? Michael, all the lads from Vancouver Island. Guys, thank you very much for coming and supporting the show tonight. We got Lars RORBAKKEN on here. We're going to be talking a little bit of East versus West right around the corner. 2nd of November, guys, if you weren't aware. Incredible card going down on East versus West. Going to be stupid. An unbelievable series of matches on there. We're going to pick out a couple tonight that we're really interested in. The one I wanted to start, Rolly, if you were starting on any match on this card, where would it be?
I don't know. Like, all the left-hand matches are very exciting for me. The ones that we're having. But as we have Lars here, we have the big rematch. We have Gennady Kvikvinia versus Michael Todd. And you just spend how many days you spend training with Michael?
6 days.
6 days. So
6 days. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that experience.
It's amazing experience. It was harder than I thought. I trained a lot, but he was everything he does is so specific now. So I was totally where my arms were. And he is like, you have that, you have seen him yourself. He's so motivated now, and he has that fire in his eyes. So he really want to make a statement now. And he getting bigger day by day, and he just sleeps, eat, train, sleep, eat, train. That was pretty much the only thing we did. But perfect for me. Perfect. We had a great time.
Do you have that same kind of mentality, Lars, in terms of the training frequency and intensity level that Mike has? Which, for anybody who doesn't know, if you're just joining in the chat, I've got to say hi to Cinder Harland. Love him. But if anybody doesn't know, Michael has been known throughout his career for having an unbelievably intense workout regime. Guy trains like an animal.
Yeah.
Is that are you cut from that same cloth, mate? Do you sort of train at that kind of frequency, intensity?
Yeah, but at least the last 7, 8 years I've been like all around training. My goal has just been to be strong, fit, endurance, a little bit fighting, a little bit skiing, a little bit of everything. But Michael is totally dialed in for arm wrestling. And that was the shock or wake up for me, that it's possible to do that much work and still get benefits from it. So I learned a lot how to do it, how to program it, and blood flow work and all that stuff he does to keep healthy, but still going crazy. So that was a lot of learning for me. So I will try to use what I learned.
Were you looking to pick up any sort of technical tips out there? Or was it mostly just the training side of things, mate?
Yeah, both. Because I feel my strength is okay, but I need more speed. I need more technique, and I need more finesse in my starts. And so again, I will go over again, and he will come over to me. So and I will travel to other arm wrestler to try to improve, because I think I have a lot to gain there.
I was just going to say, I mean, there are various pockets of arm wrestling excellence from a technical perspective dotted around the world. I've got to be honest with you. I think the Latvian thing is interesting for you as well.
Yeah,
because there's such a range of pullers there.
Yeah,
if you look at the guys, that you've got in Latvia. I mean, Ray, you got some tremendous pullers at different weight classes with very different styles, haven't you?
They're okay.
Obviously the chef.
They're okay.
But joking aside, is that somewhere you'd plan on going?
Yeah, definitely. I will ask Ray if he can help me a little bit. Actually, my plan is to travel as much as possible to get a lot of different inputs and see what's worked best for me.
Yeah.
Listen, whenever you want, Our gym is always open to you, so no problem.
Perfect.
There's a lot you can do there. It's not only about arm wrestling. You can get over there. You can
Yeah,
learn about skincare. Which is
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah, but you know, even if I've been arm wrestling for like many years, so my style was not much before. I was just big and strong, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you gave me my nickname. So I think no, I'm not that big and strong anymore, and I need to have a more athletic body because of work and health and everything. You know, I don't want to be 140 kg plus anymore. So, but I think I still can be good if I develop other skills. You know, arm wrestling is not only brute strength, so should be possible to get back to a high level, I think.
What did you sort of notice about Mike being different when you were out there, mate?
No, compared to like in June when we pulled on bigger, stronger, more. He's like more dialed in. Everything.
What was his weight, Lars?
I think he was 130, like 290 pounds. And he will gain more because he had some stomach issues, so he couldn't eat that much. But now he's better, so he will gain more. Actually, I ate more than him. But
you ate more.
Yeah, but you know I do the endurance thing, so that burns a lot of
and then furnace it off.
Yeah.
Who do you have in terms of this match? I want to come to you and also roll it together. Bit of a breakdown on how you see it going, because I don't want to be sort of down on this, but there's so many questions here. There's a lot of it makes it more exciting actually, but there's a load of open enders. I mean, with Gennady Kvikvinia, this is his first real big one back in the mix. We've seen him in the gym, seen him doing stuff there, but the gym's the gym. Gym's
the gym. So it's hard to know where he is. It's hard to know, but I for sure think Michael he must be close, if not at his best now. I think so. I really think so. He was ridiculous strong.
So you did a lot of actual arm wrestling with him where you felt the top end, not just playing and
yeah. I think he will put out a video from it, but he was way stronger than he was in King of the Table. Of course, he beat me quite easily in King of the Table, but I got a small stopper when I could do something, but no, it was not much to do. Only thing I can give him resistance if he let me get into my signature move. Then of course I could do something, but he felt amazingly strong now.
I hope you got it, Ray, because same question really.
So if Gennady's coming back, he wouldn't come back if he wouldn't be sure about his performance. He doesn't need this match for maybe I don't think he needs it like really much for his financials like stand. I think he just wants it. He needs it, right? He wants to be back in the game. Gennady before the injury, he lost only to Hermes Gasparini, and who did he also? He lost to Jerry, right?
Yes.
So, and he beat Devon, who went on an amazing run afterwards. So if that Jerry shows up, I still believe he's the favorite. Plus they pulled before and Gennady won that match also. I wouldn't it wasn't easy, but it was dominant. Like if you watch back, he was talking mad shit there and everything. Michael, I do believe Michael is more motivated than ever. I think he's using his strength better than ever. First two matches after injury, which was again the thing was I was worried that he might get re-injured again because he's just such a short time from bicep surgery and then pulling, right? The amazing match he had with Frank Lamparelli, where he won that on pure will. Pure will and hatred.
The positions were horrific, weren't they?
Yeah, it was insane. Absolutely insane. Then Lars, both of these matches 115 kilos, and then Kamil. And Kamil is still out. I think he's a big threat to everyone because of his style, right? But he's still with right arm, not top 10 in my opinion. And now Gennady, I do believe he left at a very high position. He left somewhere being top 2, top 3 at that point, right? So him coming back, of course, it's after injury. It's after a year and a half. So all those things stacking against Gennady, but there's a lot of things still stacking against Michael Todd. For Mike, I think it's Mike needs to see, has he improved? What can he do? Right? Will the weight help? Will all the lifts help and things like that? That's like, and his mentally, like, this is what he wants to do. So I do believe for Michael, if he's been put as an underdog, he wants that position. He doesn't want to look like, oh, he's the favorite in this match, because that's a stepping stone to where he wants to be, and where he wants to be is have a chance to, take the title from the king, right? So he needs those matches. I do believe he coming in as an underdog and Gennady coming in as a favorite.
Really?
With everything I know. And like Georgians they will prepare like crazy. They have good knowledge. Multiple people have pulled Mike, and so there's a lot of that. So I think
what's interesting there, mate, is just where you said, "Oh, from everything I know," and then proceeded to not tell anybody that. Wanker, number one. So,
but like from all the past knowledge and everything else, and I do believe that Gennady will not go in this match without being 100% sure he can win. Like I do not believe that, because there's no point of him. He could easily wait out and get a different opponent, an easier opponent maybe. For Mike, again, it's Mike, like, how strong I am. Can my arm hold up? Like, all the doubts that his arm wasn't strong enough or maybe healed enough went away when he faced Kamil. Kamil presses really hard, just going up Rozo, right? So that was pretty sure. Lars, I thought Lars will have a better chance, but Mike was just one step ahead. And all the things that Lars did, I think Mike just did a little bit better. A little bit better. And he just said, like, facing him then and facing him now, completely different animal. So I expect Mike to be very ready. I think he likes to be underdog, and I pick him as an underdog. And it's for him to prove us wrong at this point.
When you talk about favorite, Rolly, define how much, mate. Do you think there's a wide gap, or do you think we're on for a screamer? Because Michael's acid move here is going to be that sticky situation that we saw from Kamil. The dude just doesn't die. You can have him in the worst position. Probably the best example of that, if you wanted to know, anybody in the chat, just how hard to kill Mike can be, is the Lamparelli match.
Yes.
Because that match, have you ever seen anybody in a worse position than that? I mean,
Not
that was pure will. There was nothing else there. It was like we had, thankfully we had like the view from the top, remember? And you could see it, and it was just horrific match, and he survived that. And he was like, oh, I felt fine like a week later, right? That doesn't make any sense.
No.
I would say 60-40, because there's still a lot of unknowns for Gennady, right?
Yeah.
If we would know this is the same Gennady that Devon faced, right? I would pick him at least 70 or 80% there, because that was very dangerous, very well prepared for pressing.
Anyway, you don't see any flash pins, right? You think it's gonna be a war no matter what?
No. So the real question is, how good is Gennady's bicep? Because Mike will always open up with a press. He always opens up with a press. And if from the go, he jumps on your biceps and you have no answer to it, then it can be easy done like this, flash pins. But I do believe that Gennady also knows that. He faced Mike before. He knows how Mike attacks. And if he doesn't have bicep for defense, and that used to be his best move. So I don't think there's going to be flash pins. I'll be very surprised if it's, because it's the guy that beat Mike easiest, as I remember, was Devon, right? 2021.
Let me think.
Yeah.
And there's been some times where Mike was like, but still.
But even then, it wasn't flash pins. Not in the beginning. He had to.
No. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Mike is very good at what he does. Very good at what.
It's very interesting. I was going to go there. I mean, Lars, let's talk about the sort of you've pulled him before thing, because Gennady Kvikvinia, this is not his first time around the block with Mike. Been there before, and one of those guys who said, "Look, I found the kryptonite. That doesn't work with me." He was very public about that. He went on to talk about it a lot, that he feels like he's got the ability to completely disable Mike's ace move and that sticky spot at the base, which is so effective for Michael. Do you kind of agree with that? Or do you think it's possible for Mike to reinvent himself and just negate that position entirely or change it up?
I think, first thing, I think he's stronger now, but back then, I don't think Mike was really at his best at all. I think he had some nerve injury and his hand was not at his best, and you can see he didn't have the fire he have now. But I think that's the biggest difference, the motivation. He's like on a mission now, and he's been since he come back, I think.
That's a weird thing with Mike as well, isn't it? I mean, you talk about people being mentally focused, affected, or harnessed to how they feel. But I think Michael may be the biggest example of that we've got in arm wrestling. If he shows up and he believes in himself, because Michael's a complete nut job. I mean, when you, he's nuts. You know, I love the dude, nutter. But we talk about it all the time. He talks himself out of matches and talks himself into matches. And he's one of those guys that if the right guy walks in the room that day, he is a horrible man to arm wrestle.
For sure.
And I love what you said a minute ago, that he feels he's on a mission. He really does feel like it's almost destiny.
Yeah, like everything is nailed down. Like I've been around to a lot of professionals in different sports because I love sports, and I seek up professional cyclists and boxers and everything just because I love to train and see how they live. And Michael now is like totally professional. As I told you, he sleeps, eats, train, sleeps, eats, train, talking about arm wrestling all day, talking about the match. Everything's dialed down, and you can see it in his eyes. This is his mission, and nothing else matters. So it's cool to see, actually, so into it. So that's why I don't see it go the way it was last time. Last time it was different.
How have you got it, Lars? Do you see Mike as a favorite?
I see him as a favorite, yeah. But we don't know with Gennady, so he can be. You never know. When I haven't seen him any hard pulling from him, any match or anything. So you should believe that first match after injury can be a little bit in your head. So I don't know how it will be, but I know Michael will be ready.
So I don't want to move on from this match yet, guys, if we can. I want to say Sebastian Bruvik, mate, thank you very much. Norwegian guy, one of your own, mate. And he has said, hope you guys are doing great. Awesome to see Lars on the fix. Mate, Lars is big-time friend of the show, big-time friend of the Super Series, been over in Arm Wars a number of times. We love this man. He's absolute quality, and you should too. If you're not subbed to Lars, get over and follow this guy. Lives in one of the most scenic places in the world. If you subscribe to Scenic Pisses, you will find that most of his best pisses are out of Lars' back garden. That's a fact. Now then, let's talk a little bit more about this match. We know that Monster Michael Todd reinvents himself. It's Monster 2.0 through to 20.0.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the goal is to be the man. Right now, it's fair to say that as we get ready to roll into 2025, arm wrestling may have its most formidable super heavyweight champion, arguably of all time. And yet Michael's eyes remain fixed on that prize. And there's a journey to get there. If he beats Gennady Kvikvinia, where does this put him in your eyes? Because Gennady's coming back first big match back. Where's Mike suddenly drop into this super heavyweight mix now? Does he leapfrog a few guys? Does he? Where would you put him, Ray?
Asking me?
Yeah, we're going to do the same to both men.
Go Lars.
It's hard to say.
Did he see how he swerved that then, Lars? Hardest question of the night, that. Professional, that, Ray is professional.
I think if he beats Gennady now, he's getting close to the absolute top. Maybe he need one more match, I guess. Hermes, Vitali, winner of Vitali or Saranov, some of these guys, and then he should be in position to challenge the big boss. I think. What do you think?
Where do you believe, Lars, that Gennady Kvikvinia was before he got injured? Do you think he was in the top 3?
Yeah, I think.
So if he beats him, who would be his next opponent? Or how many matches? Who would you need to see Michael Todd beat in order to get a crack at Levon?
I will see him beat one more of the top guys, Hermes, Vitali, or maybe the winner of
the
Vitali,
two I was coming to,
Saranov.
you just mentioned straight away. Those were the two that I was going to say. So how does he do with those guys?
Yeah. And if he win that as well, then he should get a crack for sure.
Because we know Jerry goes next, right?
Yeah, Jerry's next.
Yeah. So logical match would be if let's say Levon wins that. Bearing in mind my predictions go right, I would like to see him pull Vitaly Lalatin after that. Because I believe that Lalatin will beat Zaranov. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
As it stands right now.
I agree.
And I would love to see the new, bigger, more focused version
of Vitaly.
But
yeah,
I don't know. Ray, do you have it similar? Or
yeah, I have similar. I would love to see him, and if he beats Gennady, him and Hermes have a rematch. They had a match very, very long time ago, and that was epic match at that point. And I think it's a good challenge, and for both of them. And if Mike beats Gennady, it's well deserving. Maybe some I think for Mike, it's just give him some guys he hasn't pulled from top. For us, it's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us some new storylines.
What about if it goes the other way? What about if Mike loses? How hard is it for Michael Todd to pick himself? Mike is that pressure cooker guy. Always has been. Got his lovers and his haters online. Always struggled to see how anybody can hate Mike in many ways, because if you're a fan of the sport, you got to like characters. And there's not many people who are more of a character than Michael Todd. The guy is like, he's a walking caricature. This guy is ridiculous. He can get battered, smashed. He's like a Rocky doll. You could murder him. He comes back. He bounces back. He bounces back. Reinvents, comes again. Reinvents, comes again. And his resume is impressive as hell.
Yeah.
I used to say this thing, I think way back when everyone's like, monster Michael Todd. And I said, like, he's not monster because like he's so scary and just like destroys everyone. He's just hard to kill.
Oh, yeah.
On the table and off the table. Like it's so hard to put him away. Like that's the best thing about Mike. Like he will fight till the end. Like he puts everything online every single time. If he can, right? So if he loses to Gennady, like he'll just move forward. Again, he'll figure something different and try again and keep on working. Like
he's absolutely irrepressible, isn't he?
Yeah. Of course it's like, heartbreaking. You work hard and then you try, but that's life, right? And Mike has been at the top of the sport, right? He has been the champ. He has been recognized as number 1, number 2, and he's been there. And for how long? And it's hard to keep on doing it for so long. And then you get injuries, and then you can't do what you love to do, like he said. And so I don't see Mike stopping, even if he loses. I can pick 20 matches I would love to see Michael go against, just to see what is going to happen, right? So, yeah.
He's like that guy, like you say, just can't be killed. There was a boxer. I think of the guy's name. Battling Psyche or something like that. There was a guy. And this old-time boxer. I always remember this story. I was a kid. And my Uncle Bill, my dad used to tell me a story about this guy. I will find out his name. And if anybody in the chat knows who I'm talking about, I'll tell you this. Just put it in there. But so the story goes, right? This guy was a good fighter, but a bit of a journeyman. Fought everybody. And his big thing was that he'd always get up. He was unbelievably durable. But he was a bit of a bad dude. He used to mess around with people's wives and stuff, So one day, meets this girl at a fight and takes her home. She ends up married. It doesn't bother him. He does what he's going to do. And the guy, the pissed off husband, finds him after the fight, shoots him, kills him, right? So they call his manager and they're like, hey, you don't believe this. He's been shot. He's been killed. He's down. He's been shot. And his manager, the fighter's manager, says, nah. He says, just go over to him and start counting. You'll see. He'll get up at 8. Mike's a bit like that guy. You might look at Michael's career and think, this is the most high-pressure situation. He's reinvented himself again. And this time, he feels like it's his destiny. Even inside himself, he's donated his mind, body, and spirit to this game. If he loses here, how can he possibly reinvent himself again? How do you come back? Monster Mike will find a way. Always find a way. And that is the greatest strength, without a doubt. It's what he's completely irrepressible. What a match. Gennady, Kvikvinia, Monster Michael, Todd. It is coming. 2nd of November, guys. If you ain't got your pay-per-view lined up, you should do. Order yourself a Chinese takeaway, order yourself an Indian, order yourself a chippy tea, and a can of beer. Sit yourself down. Let's go. Now then, I cannot not talk about Yoshi Kanai coming back.
Yeah.
I just love Yoshi Kanai coming. Even if little voice on my shoulder that's saying he's outgunned, that's saying he's coming in against an opponent that's going to be really difficult for him. Stylistically, if you're a romantic and you look back in this game, stylistically, the best of Yoshi against Toddzilla is absolutely unbelievable on paper. It is unbelievable because this guy is the iron elbow. He just does not stop. And we know that Todd will do just the same. Todd keeps driving hard. I wanted to get your opinions on this one. We start with yourself, Rolly Ray. And how do you see it, mate? We got Toddzilla, who's in amazing form, fresh off the win against Yevgeny, and he comes in against, you got to say, arguably the best Japanese arm wrestler of all time.
I really can't say much because I wasn't there. I haven't witnessed Yoshibune Kanai arm wrestle. So I really don't have impact. All I have seen is videos from Arm Wars and some World Championships and some other. And I remember first time I saw him was Pulling John movie. I think he pulled John in that movie.
Yeah.
Like I have seen all of that, and he has been away from some time. And I'm a big Uncle Todd fan, so I would think it's going to be very hard. I would be very surprised if he beats Todd coming back. Todd's going to be lighter, as much as I know, right?
Yep.
95,
maybe 105, something like that. Yeah, but like
I don't actually know where Yoshi's weight is going to be for this.
Yeah, but like I would think Todd will be smaller guy, a little bit smaller. I don't think they're in the same weight class for sure.
This is light heavyweight. This match, isn't it? Sure, it's light heavyweight match.
Okay, then it may.
I think it's a light heavyweight match. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure this is light heavyweight.
Oh yeah, then Uncle Todd should run through him. If it's insane.
Tell us what you really think.
Yeah,
do you think that's just because of the absence? He's been away for so long to come back at that level?
And I don't have enough information. I haven't seen it. Sometimes the guys will come out and someone's gonna pull someone and they will ask me, and they don't know the guy that's pulling, and I know the guy who's pulling, and I'll say like it's not gonna be even close. And like, no, wait. And it's so this time I can't say nothing because I really don't know. So I'm staying away. You guys witnessed Yoshibune Kanai, so you can talk about it.
Mate, some of my longest and most entertaining matches of my career were with Yoshi. We had some absolutely, in fact, probably up to the early 90s, I was cited on, he did interviews with some, I'm trying to remember where, but he did interviews with a couple of the major arm wrestling sites at the time. And I was stated as being his hardest ever match. And then it changed to John after he pulled John. As it would be. But mate, we had some stupid matches back in the day. Love Yoshi Kanai. What a dude. Hard to kill again. One of the men that's been in the most entertaining matches that I've ever seen. I mean, his match with Ron Bath in Arm Wars was just off the charts. how he could, and this is a younger Rombath, you know, it's a really prime Rombath. And the positions that Yoshi came back from in that match, if you haven't seen it, go check that out. It's on the archive, Arm Wars archive, the old channel. And I can tell you, God, that man was an absolute warrior. He would fight from any position, just never gave up. Bust his arm to win. Truly ridiculous. Lars, what do you see?
Yeah, as you, I remember him. I remember best his endurance and all his crazy position. He just would not stop. He could be turned upside down. He could pull everywhere, and I see him done a lot of impressive stuff. But the thing is, I have no clue where his level is now, and I think
that's my problem too.
I think it will be very hard to beat Uncle Todd. I think, but if Yoshi if he's been staying in shape and he's close to where he was before, then I should, as you say, he have wars with a prime Rombath. I remember that very well. So if he's in that shape, anything can happen. I just don't know if he is in that shape now.
Should be tremendous. Keep your eye on that one, guys.
Yeah.
Yoshinobu Kanai taking his bow, making his debut in East versus West. That is coming up. So many matches that I love on here. Another one that I wanted to focus on, and guys, throw in any that you really want to pick up on, but Ibragim Sagov, Reno Masic. Wow. What a match. That is a match.
That's a match.
Holy. That is a match. That's a match. That is maybe. There's a couple. I mean, we're going to come to them. We'll not go too early. We'll not fire too early. I've been known for that in my career. Not tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll not fire too early, but that is an unbelievable match. Stupid match. You got the guy who is, let's think I'm not missing anybody here. I'm going to say that the most talented young arm wrestler, in my opinion, in on the circuit right now.
Yes.
Who is better
than
Reno Masic at that age? Is there anybody? Anybody comparable? There's a couple of guys, you know, Tukbaridze is amazing for a young guy. There's a few guys out there that are mega, but I don't think you can make a case for them being better than Reno Masic. He is absolutely crazy good. You know,
what is his age now? Is he 20?
19.
19.
I think he's
still
20
not
years old.
Okay,
Maybe
that
20
makes it even more impressive.
He's ridiculous, mate. Multiple world champion. Dude is an absolute weapon. Got staying power in any position. Very quick. Technically well-rounded.
Looks like he can pull anywhere.
Mate, he's iron. Love him. One of my favourite arm wrestlers, period. Reno Masic. You look at the dude he's facing. Ibragim Sagov, AMC multiple champion. A guy that just, you stand close to him and you instantly feel like you're more virile. Just stupid strong, you know? Some guys just feel friggin' strong. You look at him and you see the structure and the way he's built, and he looks like a throwback. He's like he's got that similar thing that Zirakashvili has got.
Yeah.
You know, when you just look at him and you're like, Jesus Christ, that guy looks raw as hell. You wouldn't want to peel him off your missus. That dude.
Everything, the head, the arms, the hands, everything is just sick.
Yeah, he is absolute weapon. And he's incredibly committed. Chucks his entire frame onto things and goes really hard. So I absolutely love this match. Rolly Ray, who you got?
I think Ibragim is gonna be faster. Ibragim does just one thing, and he does it very, very well. Reno can switch up between the styles, so if he can kind of slow him down and jump on his, I do believe it's going to be hook. They're both going to go for press and then end up in a hook. I don't see Reno even trying to top roll him. Maybe if he starts losing, it is very even. I think you have to go with the young, hungry Croatian guy. He's the favorite because reigning world champion, beat Sandris. Ibragim also beat Sandris. I think Sandris now, when Reno faced him, was a little bit better than when he fought Ibragim. I think an awesome match. I do think it's an awesome match. It can go as soon as it stops. It can go either way. But I think in the hook, I do think Reno has advantage. I think the go Ibragim has great advantage.
So you think Reno may have more top end? If it stops and it's about grunt, you think Reno might be the slightly stronger man?
If it stops, I think Reno will have better endurance. But I do think top end, like this will be Ibragim. But again, like we know how to if two pressers meet, they end up in a hook, right? Most likely no strap is going to be applied if they just don't ask for it, so they're just going to stay there. There's no point of top rolling. You ain't going to top roll your opponent there. Awesome match, like really awesome.
Oh God, phenomenal match. In the chat we got James Lee Gillenwater, we got Roy Severn, we got Armenian arm wrestler. He's put Reno will pull out the win. Brad Butler's in there, love him. The Drew 24. Al Sems, guys, thanks for joining us. Pronator Tendon. Hope you guys are all good. If you haven't already hit that like button, guys, please give it a bash, give it a crack. And also give us a sub. Show us some love. If you're not subscribed to the mighty Lars RORBAKKEN, do that as well, guys. And obviously, Rolly Ray, he's our regular guy, and he needs your love too. Global Arm Wrestling and Voice of Arm Wrestling, Rolly Ray. He's got other sites as well. And of course, the OnlyFans. Show some love to Rolly Ray. Now, let's get over to Lars for a little bit of an insight on this one, because I'm sure you know both these guys very well. Reno Masic, Ibragim Sagov. Lars, what you got?
I got Reno.
Oh,
I did, yeah.
White shirt in there.
Yeah, but not by a margin, just a little bit. But I think he's a little bit more versatile. That's just my opinion there. I think he can switch it up a little bit more if you need to, and I think his endurance is better.
So you see in a situation where we're going to get a really big battle, but both these guys are going to take each other to the edge enough that the guy who's got more options will take it?
Yeah, I think that could be the case.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm with you. Very interesting. So Reno Masic, I think both men see him as a marginal favourite, if I'm reading that correctly. But it's more down to versatility than anything else. I want to move to another one of my absolute favourites on here, and everybody's favourite is going to be this one. Ivan Matyushenko, Alijan. Holy hell. I go backwards and forwards on this. I started and I thought it's Alijan. Alijan's got it. Alijan's got to win. He's got a little bit too much versatility and a little bit too much explosivity, but there's a little voice in my mind that says I'm underrating Matyushenko, particularly after what I witnessed at King of the Table.
Yeah. It was crazy.
You know, the thing that sticks with me there, Lars, is the bus ride, mate. When we were going over there, we were riding over there. Matyushenko was not confident at all.
No, he could have won that match. That's my strong opinion. He could.
So do you think he took confidence from it, though? Do you think he comes away after that thinking, holy shit, I'm better than I thought on this left?
I hope so. I love Ivan. He's a cool guy. I hope
really cool.
I hope he understands now finally how effing strong he really is. Because that match he could have won. He wouldn't. Yeah.
He really could. I mean, yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was right there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was right there. He definitely had something there.
Yeah.
Ray, what do you see here, mate?
I like same as you. I keep going back and forward, and I kind of made my predictions, and I forgot one big moment. So everyone remembers how well Ivan did versus Morozov. So Ivan faced David Arabuli, and then he faced Reno Masic, right? He won Reno, he got the title, and then he faced Morozov for the super heavyweight world title, right? Yeah. Back and forth match, and then Morozov took over and won, right? What we forgot that Alijan, so David Adikyan took 3-3 and ended up couldn't compete the last round versus Morozov, right? Remember that match? Absolutely insane back and forth. Then Dadikian lost to Evgeny Prudnik, right? And Alijan easily beat Prudnik, like easily, not even.
Yeah, it really did.
not even
Shockingly,
close.
actually.
Right. I forgot
Yeah.
that little bit chain of events because I was thinking like, ooh, like how well did he like do versus Morozov? And I pick Alijan as the favorite. But again, everything in a hook can happen and go anywhere. And even as a master of what he does, Alijan, in my opinion, is the brightest left arm we have seen in a while. Before accident, that was Oleg Zhok, right? But also, Alijan doesn't have the gifts that Oleg Zhok has on his left arm, right? He doesn't have those gifts.
No.
So he's very special individual. Him winning 2 WAF World Championships at super heavyweights, not even being close to super heavyweight weight, is more insane than anything else. Like, who has done that? Like, who has done that? And then we're talking like, oh, like maybe because some of the guys were not there, like he beats Cody Merritt, who was the previous world champion.
Yeah.
So like there's absolutely insane individual on left arm. I think his right is not that far behind, but is still far behind. I have to pick him as the favorite. But Devon can surprise us. For even like it's just not enough matches that I have seen. He faced Reno, who's extremely good arm wrestler, but again, like how would he do versus Prudnik, and how would he do versus Dadikian, right? I haven't seen those matches, and I would love to, and most likely
Yeah, I
will.
would love to see. I would love to see Dadikian.
That would give me more, but like I think Alijan is very, very special. I'm very excited for this one. Like whoever wins is deserving of it, like absolutely deserving. And if it's Alijan, he could be the guy. If he beats Ivan, he might go for the 3rd belt as well, right?
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Champ.
And he might get it. Like if he, depending on like, imagine he wins even easy. Everyone's like, oh my god, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, he does have that momentum at the moment where he's kind of got that scary momentum about him, where you wonder where his level is, because in your mind you think, oh, this is gonna be a tough test, and then he murders the dude, and you're like, holy. Yeah, where's the stopping point? What do you got to get to get the brakes on this guy? And you hear the rumors. Everybody heard the rumors about what he can do in training, what he's done with Morozov, and I don't know. Training's training, like we say, but if there's any truth in that, genuinely terrifying. Genuinely terrifying. Do you believe that this is his biggest threat stylistically, i.e. Alijan's? Because I know that the other way around, Matyushenko feels like Alijan may be his biggest technical hurdle.
I think because like he already faced amazing hook puller on left arm, but it was Evgeny Prudnik. Like he already did that. Was fast, uncomfortable, can still switch up styles and things like that. And he beat the powerhouse that is Oleg Petrenko, right? Oleg still believes he could do something against Alijan. He asked for a rematch on that one too. And what we have seen from Oleg now, like why not?
Yeah.
Maybe in the future. But I think Ivan's biggest advantage is his initiation. If he's quick enough and strong enough to get position and secure like secure the position, and if he can finish straight away, he just have to survive. And no one has survived those side pressures. Like done, right? It's crazy. I'm excited for this match because I want to see what both of these guys do. It's gonna go inside. There's no chance it's gonna. One of them is like Alijan. Maybe he sometimes pronates a little bit, but no, he just goes sideways.
You feel like, well, I feel like, I don't know whether you guys feel the same. Tell me if you agree, disagree. I do feel like there's a good chance that this isn't a battle. I think it's just dynamite match. I think either one has the opportunity to light the other one up. It's like fastest finger on the trigger stuff here, It's headshot dead. Either one of these just lights the other one up. Whoever's first to their guns just runs over the other dude. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that go back and forth.
I wouldn't be surprised, right? If there's flash pins on either, like, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
No.
Like Ivan's record before he pulled Reno and Morozov was like 4 seconds total of like 2 matches.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's just gone.
But
Absolutely
nothing will surprise me. Flash spin will not surprise me, but a screamer will not surprise me either. I think it can be both.
Yes.
Amazing matchup. I think most people probably feel like, you know, when you've got a co-headliner, sometime it's an undercard match. In this instance, no way. This could be the most highly anticipated match on this card for sure. On the other side,
I really
we've
have to
got
go
Oleg
very
Petrenko,
early
Devon.
morning.
Want to come to that in a minute and let's talk about a couple of other matches. Firstly, Oleg Jock against my guy,
Neil.
Betkili Oniani.
Neil.
Friggin' love Betkili Oniani. Bad dude. I'm going upset. I've got Betkili.
Neil, can you hear me?
I got Betkili Oniani. Yeah, got you clear as a bell. Did you lose me?
Yeah, a little bit. I have to
Have
go.
you lost me,
I have to
guys?
run. I have to run. I have a very early morning. I'm sorry, guys.
No worries, mate.
Okay, thank you guys for watching. See
Not
you,
a problem,
Lars.
brother. Thanks for taking the time.
Okay, right.
We will see you soon.
Stay strong. Love arm wrestling, guys. Bye.
So, Lars, Betkili Oniani, Oleg Jock. Who do you have here?
I think
Because
Oleg.
I've got Betkili Oniani. I'm going upset.
Yeah, I heard that. I
You
go
got
with
Jock?
Oleg. Yeah.
Yeah.
His
I
left is
figure
so
most
terrifying.
people are going to have Oleg Jock.
Yeah.
You know? He's just the guy with the record. He's the guy that has been there, done it. These guys have met before. I don't know. I don't know why. I just feel like Betkili is in a very good spot right now.
Yeah.
What I've seen from him recently, he's looked unbelievable. He's made things look easy. And I just feel like Betkili might be ready to create the upset. That's why I'm going with Betkili. I'm a big fan. Maybe my heart's in it for him. I think he's got it. But I'll tell you what, Oniani for me, absolute slayer. And I think he comes out with an upset win here. Do you believe this is going to be a hard match, or do you think it's a bit of a first finger on the trigger wins?
I think it's maybe a little bit in between. I think the one of them who get to a good position will like grind it through. Not very fast, maybe, but not a screamer either. I think it will be in somewhere in the middle. I think.
Incredible matchup. Betkili Oniani is one of those guys when he was sort of the last 2 times out that I've seen him, I feel like he's grown into the weight. He's a little bigger and he looks very, very comfortable at that weight.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing, we were talking about it earlier, I feel like he's one of those guys that's very much spiritually driven. I feel like if his confidence is there, Betkili is much better. And he's got that scary confidence about him at the moment, that where you know that his belief is absolutely flawless. He feels like he cannot lose. And when I spoke to him about this very briefly when we were at the last event, he seemed unbelievably certain that he's ready for this match and that he can win the match. And he bought me in. From what I saw there and the way he dealt with his last opponent, who was obviously a killer, it just makes me feel like he's got this. I feel like he's fast enough to get to his spot and put the brakes on Oleg. I don't think Oleg, the last time out, I don't think Jock's been exactly where he's been in the past. I think he's still a little under par, and I think that opens the door for Betkili a little bit.
That's a very powerful weapon when you get to that mental state that you know you're going to win and you really believe it deep down inside. One thing is to just say it for sure, but when you know here you're going to win, that's a powerful weapon.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, isn't it? Because it can be really tough to come back from that if you did take a loss.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's taking this match for the second time and is confident tells you a lot about the mindset and the approach of Betkili. And that's why I'm such a massive fan of this guy. He's got a cold, sinister edge to him. I love the way he arm wrestles. It's my guy. Betkili Oniani for the win. Here's one for you, mate. Let's move on a little bit. I want to go to Georgi Totyev. This is a guy with incredible range, super tall. We've seen what he can do at the AMC. We've seen what he can do in the WAF Worlds. He's had mixed record. He's had losses against some guys that call his pedigree into question for some of the fans. For me, I don't see that at all. I think he's just a specialist. But he is taking on Irakli Zirakashvili, a guy who is definitely, without question, in the ascendancy. Irakli, as his light has shone as bright as any of the Georgian arm wrestlers, and that takes some matching. And Irakli, definitely a guy that every time we see him, he has bolted on that little bit of extra power, that little bit of extra finesse, just seems to get better and better. How have you got this, mate? First time out for Turtiev, never been at East versus West before. Do you think that matters? Do you see him as an underdog?
Turtiev, that's the one who beat Trubin some years ago, right?
Huge, rangy top roller.
But looks skinny, right?
Yes, looks slim, but to be fair, bigger than we've seen him. Coming in here with a little bit more weight
when you
on.
see him real life, he's
see if there's
bigger.
a weight on it. I believe it's taking place for the middleweight world title. This is going to be for the middleweight world title. Irakli Zirakashvili, as I said, everybody in the chat, if you're a fan of the sport, you know the pedigree we're talking about with Irakli Zirakashvili. Dude's an absolute...
I think Irakli will get in the strap. I think he's too strong now.
So you think straps, and you think he can hang on to somebody that dangerous with the top roll? Because I've got a feeling that if Turtiev isn't overcome by the occasion, he can be a problematic style for Irakli. Because if Irakli does have a weakness, I feel it's against the really long rangy top roller. Always difficult for a top roller to pull another top roller with superior leverage.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But how much of a favorite have you got Irakli by? Big or
no, not much. Not much. It could be. It could very well go the other way when I'm thinking about it. All the matches, because he's a lot taller, like 10 centimeters at least, 15.
Yeah. Turtiev's huge, really tall.
Yeah,
no weight, but super tall.
Irakli need to be way stronger, and I think you need a strap.
Yeah, definitely. What makes me interesting is Turtiev's ability to hang it up on the B side. So his ability to pull off the counter. And that's why I love this match. I think he's like 2 meters tall. I mean, he's really tall. And he pulls well off the counter. So I'm interested to see how Irakli deals with that style more than anything else, you know?
Yeah.
To see how he deals with it. I think it's going to be a very different challenge for him. Very different challenge. And for anybody who doesn't know, Georgi Turtiev, watch this guy. Whether or not we see the best of him here, this is a really dangerous arm wrestler. And it's really nice to see these guys coming into East versus West and getting their opportunities there. As the people that have been so impressive at the WAF and at other major events around the world. And Georgi Turtiev is definitely one of those guys that a guy belies his power, does not look as strong as he is, but believe me, he's an absolute weapon. Wax on, wax off. Thank you for your super chat, brother. Really appreciate it. He's put, is Devon trolling, or is he in fact 277 pounds? Well,
I got the same question.
all I can say is, I did speak to Devon very briefly, very recently, and Dev said it's going to be a fun weight cut. Read into that what you will. No comment. Read into that what you will. But yeah, could be interesting. So let's move on a little bit. We're not going to cover off too many more matches tonight. We'll leave that for other shows that we've got coming up. We're probably going to go another 5-10 minutes on this one. But guy that we just saw, king of the table, Nugo Shikadze. I don't know why, but I love watching this guy arm wrestle.
Yeah.
I love everything. I think he's really exciting. I love the little nervous twitch and the whole...
So energetic.
I think he's got... He's nice. Really exciting, isn't he?
Yes, for sure.
Don't understand anything he says.
No.
But just comes across great. And I said it a couple of weeks ago on the Fix. I know a lot of people must feel this about Nugo because all the Georgian team are ignited by this guy.
Yeah.
You see how popular he is.
Yeah.
And how much he sort of revs up the Georgian team. So I absolutely love watching Nugo wax on, wax off, as well as the weight cut stuff for Dev. Check out Nugo Shikadze. He's a beast. And he is pulling Korczak, who we've not seen for quite a while now. But we know that when he's at his best, Korczak is an absolute monster. How do you see this one, mate? This is an acid test for both men.
It's like you say, I can't remember last time I saw Korczak. How long, what he been up to?
Mate, I'm thinking for me, I think the last time I saw him was like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah.
I think it's over a year.
Yeah. So it makes it very hard to predict actually for me.
Mm.
And I don't know whether he been training well or been taking some time off, or I haven't seen anything for a long time from him. So,
but you got to go. Yeah, some of me sees this a bit like Rolly Ray said. When you're based in Turkey, why would you come back if you weren't really ready? You know what I mean?
yeah,
And where's he been? And I do feel like maybe this is his time. Maybe this is the time that he would come back. And I love the fact that to take this match, to take the match with Nugo, you better be ready.
yeah, you better be.
Oh, mate, Nugo looks like an absolute killer. The dude is strong as
Yeah.
just frightening strong. So this is another awesome match, added very late. Or if it wasn't added very late, I only saw it very late. Saw this like early this week, so maybe like Tuesday. My first cottoned on to this match was even taking place. So
Yeah.
for me, it was new on my radar, and another incredible addition to what is already a stupidly stacked card. Yeah, Nugo Shikadze, amazing bowler, super exciting, and I think he starts as favourite. I got him as a favourite. Would you agree with that, mate?
Yeah, I would agree. I would.
So let's talk about ladies. Brigitta and Irina Gladkaya. Irina Gladkaya, incredibly decorated champion, multiple Russian national champion, multiple WAF champion, another girl who's got that steely edge about her, supremely experienced. Love that she is finally coming to East versus West, one of the mainstay of Russian female arm wrestling for so long. At the WAF World Championships, incredible to see her here. And Brigitte, very, very solid. She's been, I would say, the more active arm wrestler for me in terms of on the radar. She's the girl that I've seen much more. But
Yeah.
how have you got this one? I actually think that Gladkaya's got a little bit better pedigree for me. And if she comes in her best shape, which I'll be very surprised if she doesn't come into East versus West, I have her as a 60-40 favourite.
Yeah. I was thinking 60-40 for her as well. That's because I remember I've seen her for many years, and every time I see her, she wins. So that's my impression that she always wins.
She gives you that. She gives you that. It's hard to shake those memories. You can be. It's hard to not be a little biased when you. And I'm not knocking Brigitte. She's mega.
Yeah,
but I just feel like the experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be critical here.
Yeah,
I really feel that it could be an experience-based situation. And while both girls obviously are new at East versus West, relatively speaking, I think if you look at the pedigree of arm wrestling over the years and that competing at extremely high level, I do believe that Irina Gladkaya is a slight favourite here.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Irina win because I'd like to see her go on for some of those matches against the top Swedish girls.
Yeah.
A lot of those we know we've been waiting for so long, and it definitely sets those up down the track. So let's move swiftly on to another ladies' match before we wrap it up tonight, mate. Carolina the Flame Pettersson of Sweden. Love her. Absolutely massive fan. And she has got an incredibly tough match. Dimitrina Petrova, multiple world champion, just got that cold, horrible to arm wrestle thing going on. Got it all covered. Super powerful. I backed against her heavily in her last match. I feel like she's the type of arm wrestler that if she takes a knock, she then comes back and ups her game big time. But I've actually got Carolina as a slight favourite here. And the reason for that, not just because she's one of my favouriteest arm wrestlers of all time, I actually think that, in anybody's career, there's a certain point where you're just on it. It's just your focus is there. everything's coming together, and you're really improving. I see that about Karolina big time right now.
Yeah.
Every time I turn on the social media, there'll be something flash up, and it's her training her ass off, just going for it.
And she got the sticky almost open top roll, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Karolina, yeah.
Gets in stupid long matches.
Yeah.
It's a frigging job.
Crazy endurance.
Yeah, unbelievable endurance.
Yeah. I cheer for my neighbor, Karolina.
You kind of feel like almost like she's suited to this format, probably better than the main draw stuff, to be honest.
Yeah. I think the same.
She gets. I'm not knocking her main draw, so obviously she's, we're talking she's world class anywhere you want to go. But some people, I feel like they come into their element when they're in a super match, and I feel like Karolina Pettersson is one of those girls.
Yeah.
I feel like when she's in a super match format and it becomes a long drawn out affair, I feel like the best of her can come out, and she's probably got the longest match in recorded female history. She had an unbelievable match out in, I think it was, I want to say it was like, wasn't the Color Line? Where was it? One of the big Norwegian tournaments. Did you see that? She was over at one of the Norwegian events and she pulled with Vicky Ilyushina from Ukraine. And they had individual rounds that were like 20 minutes long.
Many years ago? Or?
No, maybe year after COVID or something like that.
Okay, and I haven't seen it though.
Not too long ago.
But I think I heard about it. I think I heard some rumors.
Stupid long match. Unbelievable.
But
like went out, went shopping, came back, still going.
I think that's what, if she can get the break zone, I think she will win. Froze up.
Oh, I might have lost Lars there.
Yeah, I'm back, hopefully.
If you can hear me, Lars, I just dropped your signal there a little bit, mate.
I can hear you now. You back?
Hopefully you got me back.
Yeah.
Yeah, signal just dropped out there for a moment,
yeah.
so let's just
just
had to hit the widget. But hopefully I'm back. It says Neil froze. You're back now. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, ropey signal this end, mate. It just said losing signal. We'll wrap it up in a minute. Also, because I want to not cover everything off tonight. I want to come back. And before we do go, though, Lars, I wanted to ask you, have we done one of the Deep Inside the Minds things with you, where we talk about your whole career? So we focus on when you first came in. And have we done that? Have I done one of those?
No, I don't think I've done that with you.
Right. Well, we got to plan some time in for that then.
Yeah.
If you're available in the next couple of weeks, that will be great.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure a lot of the guys would love to have that all-encompassing background. I'm going to get back into doing that for everybody in the chat. I'm going to get back into doing some more of those as well.
Yeah, that would be great.
Sure, we try and focus on the guys' careers, beginnings in the sport, when they got into arm wrestling and so on. More and more, and make sure we do get some focus back on that. So, keep watching out for that. I'll speak to Lars separately and we will put some time in. So we've been on here just over an hour. We'll probably wrap it up there, ladies and gents. I want to say a massive thank you to Lars RORBAKKEN for joining us tonight. Lars,
thank you for having me. Been a great time.
try again. Let me go into the chat if I'm back in. Probably going to have to knock it on the head because I'm having some issues here, mate. Don't know what happened there, but the screen went black. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I lose you again, we will wrap it up at that point. And Lars, want to say a massive thanks for having you on here, brother.
Thank you for having me. Been a great time.
I will. We'll stay on Zoom in a moment, and we'll try and look at some dates for we're doing a little bit of a deep inside the minds, and we can do a little bit of a backstory on you. Just a couple of notes for people in the chat, guys. We with Eddie Hall tomorrow. We're going to be looking to do 2 sessions a week. So if you are an ARMWRESTLING YouTube channel member, you will see a lot more in-depth Eddie Hall training coming up for our YouTube channel members on there. So if you're not a channel member, links in the description. If you go over to ARMWRESTLING, £5 a month, you can get all the backstory from ARMWRESTLING. A lot of stuff coming. We're churning out the films on a bi-weekly basis going forward from the Iron House. I think LARS RORBAKKEN is going to be in the next Iron House, which is coming down the pipes at you soon as well. A lot of stuff coming, but obviously the big one there, training the beast, Eddie Hall. For the next 6 to 8 weeks, we're going to be working very intensively with Eddie, and the YouTube channel members will get to see that chat, see that backstory. James Statham and myself will be over there with Ed tomorrow. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody for tuning in, checking out the show tonight. Please get over and support LARS also. LARS, do you want to just give a bit of a heads up on your social media, mate, so people can follow you?
Yeah, if they want to follow me, they find me on I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and I have a YouTube channel. I haven't used much lately, but I'm gonna start it up again. So please follow me and subscribe.
Please give LARS some love. LARS has been in the game forever. He's one of the nicest dudes, and genuinely one of the nicest dudes in the sport of arm wrestling. You ask Sindra Haaland, who is in there. Sindra, you might have to come to ARMWRESTLING as well, mate. We'd love to get you in there again.
Yeah,
Sindra Haaland's the man.
Sindra is getting serious strong now. Sindra
Dude,
is good.
I love Sindra Haaland.
Yeah.
He's absolute class. So Sindra, open invite, mate. You're welcome anytime. Benji Mack's in the chat as well. Benji, all right, brother. Hope you're well. Stay gold pony boy, mate. Hope you're good. Ladies and gents, we're going to wrap it up there. Please hit that like button before you leave us. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Go join ARMWRESTLING if you want to see us train the beast. We start tomorrow. LARS, you're the man, mate. Thank you for taking the time.
Neil.
I hope you can come on again soon.
I will. Thank you, Neil. Thank you.
Top man, brother. Catch you soon. Biggity bong, mother fluffers.